Hello, friends. Happy Tuesday. I hope that this recording finds you well. If you are watching this for the first time, um, know that I'm so glad you're here. Sorry, I was trying to change my name here. Rename. There we go. So I am Bethany Johnson, and I have the deep and wonderful honor to about every other week lead a live Zoom for Woodburn School District of calming and breathing practices, just a space to help with mental health, stress, responses, to help move you into a space of health. So I have many recordings of previous weeks and will continue this through the end of May. So there you see the dates when I host it live. It's from 4 to about 5 p.m. About every other Tuesday. And again, I just want to thank you for honoring yourself by taking some time to rest and breathe and focus and center yourself. Whatever it is that you're coming here needing, I hope that you are able to find it in this space and this time. And I look forward to being a part of the gift that you are giving yourself of calming. So let's get started. Let me introduce myself. A couple of things to expect is I'll introduce and sort of set the tone for our time together. Some chunk there in the middle will be spent on focused meditation. I'll be guiding you through some affectionate touch, guiding you with your breathing, as well as a loving kindness meditation. So if this is something that you're familiar with, please, I invite you to take what you need from this space. If you are actually completely new to calming or breath work or meditation, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I promise that it is going to be well worth your time, our time spent together today. And we'll talk a little bit about some applications. I apologize for any background sound. I am in my home, and I'm sure like your home or your spaces, it is not always silent. So please forgive the dog barking in the background. Okay, so again, my name is Bethany Johnson, and I am a certified health coach. I also come from the education world. I teach in Salem Kaiser. I am a part-time online PE teacher at the high school level, as well as a sub in elementary, and I taught elementary school for years. My husband and I run a health coaching business. We partner with people who are feeling stuck in some area of their health, emotional, physical, financial, faith, health. We really love partnering with people. And I deeply, deeply believe that whole health is something that's important, which is part of why I love the opportunity to guide you through this time together. I have been on a journey to find health in the past 9 years. For me, that involved weight loss, but also finding a healthy relationship with movement, with my body, with breath. And so a yoga practice is part of what helps me be a healthy person, as well as I'm a distance runner. I ran my first half marathon. That's that picture there last year, and really found ways to experience health in so many parts of my life. And again, that's part of why I'm deeply passionate about this time and this work together, because it's never just about our physical body. It so often is tied to our emotional health, and and having the ability to calm your body and settle is really important process and a journey towards health. So I want to welcome you into that again at whatever stage or relationship you have with your body and with breath and with calming. I hope that this is something that honors you with our time together. Okay. So a couple of things to know during our time together. I am really going to be, sorry, let me get my light going here. I'm really going to be guiding you through two separate activities today. And I know so many of you are catching the recording of this, so I'm not sure where you are, whether you're listening on your lunch break or it's your drive home or you're on a walk, or you're in a space. But I want to just invite you to really think about your body. Particularly today, we're going to do quite a bit of nothing strenuous, just quite a bit of work with self-compassion to our body and moving it in a way that will increase calming. So if it's possible for you to safely sit as comfortably as you can, maybe laying down is something that's comfortable for you and possible for you at this time, I want to invite you to do that. Just please know that having your physical body as comfortable as possible will really help increase your relaxation and your calming. Another thing that I want to share in terms of tips is finding some ways to decontaminate your space. I'm not sure what kind of space you are in, whether you're in your classroom or your workspace, or if you're home. There is a lot of distractions and a lot, space has memory. And so when we're working somewhere that has things that we ought to be doing, it can be really distracting. So there are ways that I would encourage you to move away from those distractions. It might be as simple as turning your back to a pile of laundry or papers to grade or whatever. Certainly putting your device on do not disturb. If you have a watch on that buzzes and might distract you, taking that off, locking your door, whatever you can do to honor the space in a way that would invite self-compassion and calm and relaxation. That's really, really helpful. And then the third thing is this is a gift of calming to yourself that is really, really worth your time. So I want to invite you to protect it. I know so many of us have so much going on. It's hard to set aside an hour, 45 minutes. And this is a recording, so you might fast forward through this. Maybe you've heard this intro before, by all means. But I just want to encourage you to protect this time and really invest it. Do everything you can to not multitask. One thing that I would really encourage you to do is get a piece of paper, Post-it, or a notebook, and just have it near you for you to be able to jot down to do later or later. So you can kind of separate that. It's not something you'll forget about, but your brain doesn't need to hold any space for it during this time. And that can be really helpful. Just a place to write down, this is for later, allows you to stay focused in this moment, which I know can really be a challenge. Okay, a little bit of a talk about meditation. I've talked in videos before. Meditation can have lots of nuance and subtext for people. For some of you, there's maybe some deep kind of spiritual or religious connection to it. For some of you, maybe you don't have very positive thoughts or feelings towards it. And that's completely understandable. I know everyone sort of brings notions with them, particularly for this context in this time. I'm going to really leave it open to you. You may choose how you approach this time of compassion and calming and meditation. If you have a faith or a spiritual aspect to your worldview, I want to invite you to include this as part of it. If you don't, that's totally okay too. There's a lot of simple physical benefits to this time that we're going to be spending together: the breath work, the self-compassion, the calming practices that we'll be doing today and in future sessions, that really does not necessarily need to have any sort of a spiritual or religious or faith-based aspect to it, and that's absolutely okay. If we look from a simple physical standpoint, there is a lot of really positive impacts that it has on our physical and our mental health as we practice self-compassion, bringing respect to yourself and your feelings. It has been shown to improve moods, to help elevate not only while you're in this moment, but afterwards. Giving space for your emotions has a very positive impact. And for a lot of people, particularly breath work, but meditation and calming can really help you relax and reduce stress. And so my hope is that that is something that you will appreciate and enjoy the benefits of. So we're lots and lots of different types of meditation and calming practices. I'm gonna delve into some of them, but just know that we're continuing to compose a comfortable body position, keep it in a quiet location, keep that focused attention and an open attitude, okay? Um, okay, let's start our time together. I just want to invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable and safe to do that. Let's take a couple of deep breaths in through our nose, out through our nose. 2 more times. I'm going to invite you into a space of self-reflection. What are some of your feelings, emotion, energy that you're bringing to this time right now? Are you coming calm, happy, bored, worried, stressed, frustrated, annoyed, angry, overwhelmed? Okay. Just noticing. We're not making any value judgments on those feelings. Just notice, how are you feeling at this current moment? Describe that to yourself. How are you feeling in this moment? I feel stressed. I feel sad. I feel overwhelmed. I feel disappointed. Acknowledging that that is going on for you is something I would invite you to do at this time. There's something really, really powerful about just noticing, particularly for many of us, even acknowledging feelings, particularly ones that might have been labeled as bad or uncomfortable, that can be hard. But I want to invite you into a space to notice and recognize for this next section, I am using my material today is from mindfulnessstudies.com. It's a specific mindfulness and loving kindness guidance. We're going to do two key things with our guided time together. We're going to do something called an affectionate breathing. So I'm going to guide you through some affectionate breathing, as well as some loving kindness. And then if we have time, my hope is to do some compassionate and loving affectionate touches, kind of hand soothing touch. Sorry, I'm just scanning for a soothing touch. So actually, let's start out with our soothing touch. Now, depending on where you are and what your space is and what you're practicing and your experience with this kind of thing, this might feel a little uncomfortable. I want to invite you to notice that, pay attention to that. But one thing that we're going to focus on is offering ourselves some self-compassion today. We'll do that in several different ways throughout our practice. But the very first thing is really focusing on soothing yourself. There's something wonderful about someone else offering us a compassionate touch, holding our hand on a shoulder, hugs. And there's something really wonderful about that. And there are times when that is not possible. We are alone, or the individuals who might extend that are not available to do that. So I want to invite you into an opportunity to self-soothe and offer yourself some of your own compassion. And again, it's totally fair if this feels awkward or strange. That's okay. Give it a try or just watch. That's okay too. So what we're going to do is, just to start out, over the top of your shirt, I want you to rest your hand over your heart. If you're comfortable and your clothing allows it, to do skin on skin contact to your heart. What does it feel like to have your hand resting on your heart space? What if you add the pressure of a second hand on top of it? If you are not somewhere where you can actually extend a soothing touch to yourself, you can absolutely imagine that that is occurring. I'd like to also invite you to embrace yourself in a soothing touch. Perhaps you can imagine that your arms are someone that you love that is far away or no longer with you. Notice the pressure, the warmth that comes from your hands. Perhaps caressing your own cheek, putting your hand on your cheek, your neck, back of your head, maybe on the tops of your head. making sure that these gestures are conveying feelings of love, care, and tenderness. Our skin is an incredibly sensitive organ, and we know that research indicates that physical touch releases oxytocin, providing a sense of security, soothing, de-stressing emotions, and calms cardiovascular stress. It might be more doable for you to gently place your hand on your own arm. I want to guide you through a practice that I hope you can use at a time when you are feeling stressed or sad or overwhelmed. Here's the practice. When you notice that you are under stress, take 2 or 3 deep, satisfying breaths. Let's do that together. In through our nose. Okay. Now gently place your hand over your heart, feeling the gentle pressure and warmth of your hand. If you wish, place both hands, noticing the difference of pressure and warmth. Feel the touch of your hand on your chest. If you would like, you can do gentle circles to increase warmth. Feel the natural rising of your breath in your chest as you breathe in and breathe out. This is a habit that you can integrate when you are feeling overwhelmed or stressed or frustrated. I would invite you to extend kindness to yourself as you breathe in and as you breathe out. Bringing into mind a time, if you're not currently feeling stressed, to practice saying, "This is a moment of suffering." Acknowledging that in and of itself is deeply compassionate. Suffering is a part of life. You are not alone. There is common humanity. Put your hands over your heart. Feel the warmth of your hands and the gentle pressure. May I be kind to myself. You may repeat that to yourself if you're comfortable. May I be kind to myself. May I accept myself. If you have a mantra or a practice to say to yourself, I am strong. I am safe. I am determined. I forgive myself. These are phrases of compassion that you can extend to yourself in moments of stress. hope that was a helpful practice to you. And again, everyone is different. For some people, squeezing and pressure on the hands is tender. Some people, rubbing your own shoulder is tender compassion to yourself. A hug, roll of the neck, it's integrating the physical realities of our body and extending compassion to it through breaths. I'd like to guide you through an affectionate breathing practice. And after we're done with that, we're going to do some loving meditation, loving kindness meditation for beginners. Okay. If you moved your body in a way for your tender compassion, tender touches, and would like to resettle, either seated or lying down, I would welcome you to do that. Sit in a way that your bones are supporting the muscles and that you don't need any effort to remain in a position for this amount of time. This will be a few moments. Keep your back straight and gently supported if possible, with your shoulder blades slightly dropped and your chin gently tucked towards your chest. Let's take 3 slow, easy, deep breaths to relax. In doing so, we let go of any burdens you've carried throughout your day. Now I invite you to let your eyelids gently close or partially close, phase your focus, whatever you're most comfortable with. Now I invite you to bring your attention to your breathing. Pay attention to where you notice your breathing most easily. Most people feel it at the nostrils, perhaps a cool breeze on the upper lip. Other people can feel it in their chests, rising or falling. Others feel the breath most clearly in your abdomen as your belly expands with each breath and contracts as you breathe out. Gently explore your body and notice where your breathing is easiest to pay attention to, because I'm going to draw your focus to that place. Just feel your breath for a while. When you notice your mind wandering, which is very normal, as you notice your mind wandering, simply restore it to your breath. I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. For some people, it is easier to pay attention to one part of the breathing cycle, perhaps the breathing out or the breathing in. If you like, notice when you feel your breath more easily. When you exhale or when you inhale. Just feel it then, and then take a little vacation. Just wait for the in-breath. Whatever part you feel the most strongly, feel that breath, and then wait for it to return. Now let your body breathe you. It does that automatically. Draw your focus and your attention away from your breathing. Notice what happens in default. It might not be as full or deep of inhale and exhales. Now put your hand on your heart for a moment to remind yourself that you will bring kind attention to your breathing. Bring awareness that your breath nourishes you, whether you're paying attention to it or not. It is with you from birth until death, more loyal than your closest companion. Allow yourself to appreciate this automatic process that sustains your life wherever you go. See if you can incline towards your breathing like a mother might incline towards a beloved child with curiosity and gratitude. As you practice mindfulness around your breathing, it is very normal for your mind to wander many times a minute. Don't worry about how often your mind wanders. Gently return to noticing your breathing for just a moment. Rest in the experience of your body, of your breath. Notice your breathing. If you are comfortable, you may now blink your eyes open. I hope that practice of noticing your breath and gentle compassion, affectionate breathing, left you feeling calm and grateful for the breath in your body that delivers it. I'm going to guide you through with our last few moments, maybe 10 more minutes of this before I talk about follow-ups. Loving and mindful meditation. This is a meditation for beginners. My hope is that it will rest on you a sense of calm and stillness and some gratitude. So please find a comfortable position. If the previous comfortable position turned out to be not so comfortable, that's okay. Now would be a great time to adjust as needed. Lying down might be a great opportunity for your practice here, or maybe sitting, or sometimes calmly rocking can be helpful. Okay. I invite you to close your eyes again if you would like, or partially close, or soften your gaze and your focus. I invite you to put your hand over your heart to remind yourself that you are bringing not only attention, but loving attention to your time. Feel the warmth of your hand, the gentle pressure, and how your chest rises and falls with each breath. Now I invite you to bring to mind a person or other living being that naturally makes you smile. This could be a child, your grandmother, your cat, your dog, whatever naturally brings happiness to your heart. Perhaps it is a bird outside your window. Let yourself feel what it's like to be in that being's presence. Allow yourself to enjoy the good company. Now recognize how vulnerable this loved one is, just like you, subject to sickness, aging, and death. Also, this being wishes to be happy and free from suffering, just like you and every other living being. Repeat softly and gently, feeling the importance of your words, extended to the being that brings you happiness. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. When you notice that your mind has wandered, return to the words and the image of the loved one you have in your mind. Savor any warm feelings that may arise. Feel free to go slow. I'll say those phrases again. May you be safe. May you be peaceful. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. Now, add yourself to the circle of goodwill. This might be especially hard for some of you, but I invite you to challenge yourself. Put your hand over your heart and feel the warm and gentle pressure of your hands, saying, may you and I be safe. May you and I be peaceful. May you and I be healthy. May you and I live with ease. May you and I be safe. May you and I be peaceful. May you and I be healthy. May you and I live with ease. Now I invite you to visualize your whole body with your mind's eye. Notice any stress or uneasiness that might have lingered with you, and offer kindness to yourself. Offer kindness to just yourself. May I be safe. May I be peaceful. May I be healthy. May I live with ease. Now take a few breaths and just sit quietly in your own body, savoring the goodwill and compassion that flows naturally from your own heart. Know that you can return to these phrases anytime you wish. Now I invite you to open your eyes. Notice your state and your mood. I hope you find yourself to be full of self-compassion and mindfulness. Here is the resource that I used for this guided meditation, and I will continue to use it throughout our time together. Self-compassion and mindfulness from the Center of Mindfulness Studies. Here are my sources. It's mindfulnessstudies.com. I will link this resource in the notes for the YouTube channel as well. A couple of practical pieces as I leave you today. Once again, I do these live, and you are always welcome to participate live. I know scheduling time to go back and watch a video is not always something that actually happens. So if attending live is something that's doable, the next one will be on the 20th. And then I have 2 in March, 2 in April, and 2 in May as well. I will be continuing with mindfulness, but it's also just an opportunity to focus on your breath and bring some tools of calming and relaxation to your space. The last encouragement that I have is finding lots of ways to notice how you are feeling after meditation, after thoughtful time spent together. I want to encourage you to find little opportunities to do some of the practices we did, thinking about how is your mood now after meditation. Some self-reflection can be really helpful in that. And if something like this is helpful, if you're a classroom teacher, one resource that I especially recommend is a resource called calm.com. And that resource is really wonderful. They give away a free paid membership for teachers, and it is absolutely a incredible resource. And where did I go? I'm trying to find myself. There we go. So let me just show you how I used this in my classroom. So this is calm.com. It has lots of little meditations, guided, calming, backgrounds, some resets, music, ambient noise, some soundscapes that are available. They have calming sleep stories. They have opportunities for movement. So if you need some standing, stretching, daily movement, it looks like this particular is the free one. I must not have logged into my school one, but it is a really, really incredible way to infuse mindfulness in and calming. So it looks like this. There's all kinds of different lengths. This one is a 30-day program, so you would click on this.
Day 1, the big idea. Hi, I'm Joe.
And it would guide you through. There's ones for work. Most of these seem to be locked for the free version. But like I said, as a teacher or a school employee, you have access to their free, access to a paid account for free. I just logged into my wrong one. But it is a really incredible resource that I highly recommend for teachers that are in need of ways to infuse calming opportunities for their students, and as well as finding ways to do that. Okay, I think I logged into my professional account. Okay, here. Let me show you. It looks just the same, only now everything is unlocked. So when I was a classroom teacher, elementary teacher, I would use these to end our day with the student ones. There's some mindfulness programs. There's ones for relaxing, and my students would just color or rest, sometimes coming in from recess, or anytime you might need an opportunity. There's ones like
Hi,
with movement.
I'm Emiko.
And
Today we're going to do some mindful movement by drawing an imaginary rainbow.
so that is a resource that I highly recommend and would encourage anyone who wants to be more calm, or you have people in your life that being more calm would be beneficial, which is, I assume, nearly everyone. So that is our time today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to either see you live or that you catch the recording for in 2 weeks on the 20th.